So welcome to the Sit Down with Stephen Taylor. It's good to have you along. Thank you for taking the time out to join us. Make sure that you are interacting with the show at Stephen Taylor SA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's an honor to have a man that I've been stalking for the last few years, and he allowed me to bring him onto my show. Colin Moss, welcome, my friend. How are you, buddy?
Thank you, Stephen. Good to be here, man. I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm good, man. Let me take you back. A few years. We won't say how many years though, because the first time that I saw you on TV was with Idols as the host of South African Idol. You were the first ever host, were you?
No.
You weren't.
There were two hosts before me.
Oh.
I was the third, believe it or not.
Oh wow! Yeah. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I was the third host, and I was there for. I think I did 3 seasons over 5 years, if I remember correctly, or 4 seasons over 5 years. I don't remember. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed doing that. But of course, like everything, when I'm in one place for too long, I get itchy feet.
Yeah.
And have to move along. But yeah, I think before that, I did Fear Factor before that.
Oh, wow.
No one remembers that.
Yeah. I remember that. Yes, I think I remember that.
Yeah. I did Fear Factor before that, and then.
Were you the host?
Yeah, I was the host of Fear Factor.
Oh, you didn't eat any weird things?
No, I didn't. I did get to do 1 or 2 of the stunts though.
Okay.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the producer, I always wanted to do everything, right? Just because the kind of personality that I am. I was like, come on, let me do it.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me because insurance. You know, you can't have your host doing dangerous stuff.
No.
In fact, even in most contracts, you're not allowed even to do dangerous sports.
Oh wow.
So, if you want to go skydiving, you ain't allowed to because it's in your contract that like you've got to like basically wrap yourself in cotton wool and eat healthy and exercise and keep well for the duration of the shoot.
Well, it's not like they have a standby host like hanging around like, okay, sorry, we killed Colin Moss, next one come in.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
That one I went out on Isidingo, I did get killed, if I remember correctly.
I must go back and look at that.
But again, I requested to be killed.
Oh, did you?
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to move to Cape Town.
Okay.
Sad
that it's finished though. That was a good series. I enjoyed Isidingo.
It was, yeah. Well, I think it's still going.
It's not. I think it's finished.
Is it? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I'm out of touch.
Yeah. Top Billings also come to an end. That's why I'm doing this show now. So it's cool. Hi.
Well, I hate to break it to you. Everything has come to an end.
I know. That's true, isn't it? Eh? Wow. In a real world, we'd be sitting in the same room. Now we have to do this technological stuff, which I'm still learning every day, man.
Yeah. Look, I mean, hopefully there's going to be some silver linings to this whole pandemic.
There has to
be.
And
I think already there are in some respects that like, I think the one will be that this will become the new normal, or maybe, I mean, there never was normal. We'll call it the new weird. And that like, I think a lot of companies have realized, oh, hang on, like, I don't have to pay for a building of staff. They can actually stay at home.
Yes.
And they don't have to commute. And they don't have to create pollution driving their cars and all of that stuff. They can do it from home. So hopefully that's one thing that'll come out of this whole pandemic.
Absolutely.
On the positive side. The other thing I hope is that, and I'm seeing it more, that people are reaching out and kind of caring for each other a bit more, which I hope is going to be a thing. I hope that people are going to help each other out more.
Yeah.
And it's not, the new world is not going to be so much about number one and me and my money and me surviving, but actually think about other human beings.
Well, one thing that's been trying though is, I mean, one good thing is that people have spent a lot more time with their children and their family. But the other thing is that now couples have had to spend more time with each other, having to see, do I really love you that much to spend so much time with you?
Oh yeah. I think we're going to have historic divorce rates after the pandemic.
Yeah.
And historic AA meetings as
Yes.
well, I think.
Yes.
And the other thing I hope that people are going to come out of this pandemic having learnt, hopefully, we'll see,
Yes.
is that we need to trust science, you know?
Yes.
And we're seeing a lot of pushback of the idiotic and the poorly educated,
Yes.
wantingly poorly educated or deliberately poorly educated.
Yes.
And a lot of pushback against science. But, you know, when not believing in science gets you and your loved ones killed, eventually you're going to trust the scientists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when you go to a doctor, you trust that they're going to take care of you. When you go to a scientist, we like say, oh, well, you know, but what did they study for all those years? We don't really, well, we'll go and look and we'll make our own conclusion. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. Yeah, I don't profess to know everything when it comes to science. I really don't. I'm an actor. I didn't study science, but that's why I trust people who know more than me.
Absolutely.
But there seems to be so many people on social media who don't trust the vast majority of science, but will trust some nameless Twitter account.
Yeah, I know.
You know, some
crazy,
YouTube video because it's the truth about vaccines. No, like seriously, just trust the science. Look at the data.
So you're back in South Africa. Were you forced to come back to South Africa because of the virus? Because of
No. So we were kind of fortunate. We've been doing this back and forth thing between New York and South Africa. So we've been going there for a minimum of 6 months a year, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on work. And I always come back here. Oh, I just bumped my computer. I always come back here for commercial season. You know, maybe shoot a series or something and then head back to New York. And this year we were back and we were about to go back to New York when the pandemic hit and we were locked down.
Wow.
We got locked down a lot actually because I'm staying with my in-laws at the moment because our apartment was rented out because we were about to leave. Right?
Oh, sure.
So we've got a renter in our apartment. So I was with the in-laws and then my father-in-law got the coronavirus.
Sure.
Because he's a doctor, so he's exposed a lot of the time. And so we were quarantined for 3 weeks before lockdown.
Sure.
So lockdown was long for us because we were essentially locked down for almost a month before lockdown started. And then we got locked down. We had like 3 days in between where I made a desperate dash to the liquor store.
Oh, yeah. As you do, you know.
As you do. And that wasn't enough.
Yeah. And is he okay now?
Yeah. He was one of the lucky ones. He made a full recovery. It was pretty mild with him.
So tell us a bit about your career, your movie career, and some of the people that you've worked with, some of the shows that you've been involved in. I mean, I'm sure that you've rubbed shoulders with some very interesting people, right?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity in the States to work with some phenomenal names and idols of mine. You know, certainly like working with David Simon was a huge thing for me. You know, David Simon, writer and director, producer. He created The Wire.
Oh wow! Yes,
which was a huge HBO hit.
Yes,
and then I got to work with him on The Deuce, which was incredible. It was the most amazing experience. Great to work with him, and then also, you know, great to work with the cast on that. You know, just a phenomenal cast. So yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, I've got, you know, this is the thing, being a working actor in the States, if you're doing day player stuff, you know, you get to work generally with the leads. So, you know, for instance, on The Deuce, I got to work with Maggie Gyllenhaal, who I've always been a huge admirer of. I think that she's phenomenal talent. And it was just wonderful working with her. On Jessica Jones, got to work with Kristen Davis.
Do you get starstruck, or it's just work?
No, wait. I'm getting my I'm getting my shows mixed up. Kristen Davis. Kristen Davis I worked with on what was that film? Holiday in the Wild.
Oh yes.
Holiday in the Wild. I got to work with Kristen Davis and Rob Lowe. Although I didn't actually work with Rob Lowe.
Wasn't that filmed here? No.
That was filmed here. Yeah. But I mean, but the truth is, I don't think I would have booked that if I hadn't spent a few years in the States. Just because my American accent was so like honed by that point. But hang on, I'm trying to remember who I worked with on Jessica Jones. Kristen Ritter.
Oh yes.
Kristen on Jessica Jones. So it's another Kristen. It was a Kristen Davis.
Yeah.
Kristen Ritter. Yeah. So it's been incredible. I've learned just a phenomenal amount, a huge amount. Because when you work with that caliber of actor, you've got to bring the goods.
Yeah.
And indeed, I find like if you're working in a place like New York, you've just got to up your game, man. There's no getting away with okay. You've got to be top notch all the time, because it's that kind of place. Like you're up against actors from all around the world.
Yeah.
Everyone has gone to New York because they're the best in their game.
Yes.
And if you're going to have the edge, you better outwork them, Either you've got the talent or you outwork them. So generally, I have to outwork them.
So now with the coronavirus, with COVID-19, it's taken a knock on the entertainment industry as a whole. I mean, the entertainment industry, along with the tourism industry, is the one that's been affected kind of the most. I mean, what are we going to be watching in 6 months or a year, Colin? Is there going to be anything? You and I are going to have to talk and sit here every day and talk nonsense, and then people will just watch that.
This is the big question on everyone's lips, Stephen. It's I think that commercials and TV shows have done as much as they can with Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Hey, this episode's all going to be a Zoom meeting. We're done with that now.
I know.
If I see another one of those, I'm going to scream.
Yes.
There's only so much you can do that.
Well, I'm going to stop you there for a second. I'm going to allow you to go scream. We're going to take a break quickly, and then we'll come back, and then you won't scream. We'll chat to you now. It's the Sit Down with Stephen Taylor. We'll take a break. We'll be back in conversation with Colin Moss next. Welcome back to the Sit Down with Stephen Taylor. We are in conversation with, forgot his name, Colin some guy, Colin McGray, Colin Moss. Oh yeah, welcome back, man. I'm only joking, man. Good to have you still here, man. So we're talking about the entertainment industry, and what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's? I mean, in 6 months to a year's time, we're going to not have anything to watch.
I mean, we're all trying to get back desperately. I know a lot of local production companies, and actually, I've been speaking to my American agents as well. A lot of the production companies are trying to find ways to shoot. How are we going to do it if the pandemic's not over? How are we going to be able to look? I think like a lot of our industry, it can be naturally socially distanced.
Yes.
And well, Seven the Line, I think is still filming. Seven the Line, I think they've gone back into filming. So there are certain.
Yeah, I know. But then, I know the River went back. I've got a couple of friends on that.
Yeah.
And they shot 2 weeks, and then one of their crew members tested positive for COVID.
Oh no.
And shut down again.
Sure.
So it's the kind of thing that's going to happen. And it's really difficult for productions financially to start and stop,
Well, for actors as well. I mean, a lot of not established actors like yourself, but a lot of people in the lower, I wouldn't say lower for lack of a better word, but like a lot of comedians, a lot of entertainers at the moment are all suffering. They've got no work. They didn't plan for this. So they are just sitting there, and it's so sad, Colin.
Yeah, look, I mean, the entertainment industry has been decimated by this pandemic. It's not like we can work from home. I mean, although I've seen some very, very creative people making little lockdown films and stuff, and fair play to them. I think that's amazing. Okay. I think it's probably more just a way to like not go insane.
Yeah.
But it's really great. I mean, it's phenomenal, the creativity of some people. It's beautiful to see. But the industry as a whole, the entertainment industry has really been hard hit because comics, musicians need audiences. Actors need a set. We need a production, and we need to go onto a set and work with other actors and our wonderful crews and directors and DOPs in order to create something for people to watch.
Do you miss it?
Not something we can do from home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very, very tough on people in the entertainment industry, which is why I do say for any of your viewers out there, if you see musicians, for instance, doing home concerts, Zoom concerts, and that kind of thing, and you can buy tickets or put money onto their Patreon or whatever it is. Please, 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 if you're in the position to be able to support them, please do.
Yeah.
Because we need our artists to survive.
Yeah.
And no one else is helping. I mean, government supposedly had a relief package for us.
And only helped like 400 people or something, huh?
Huh?
They only helped like 400 people, I heard, or something weird like that.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know. I would love to see a full accounting of the 150 million at the end.
Yes.
Because if only 400 people did get helped, I would like to know that money hasn't gone into people's pockets. I'm not saying it has.
Yeah.
But it's very likely it has. But also the entire way that the relief was orchestrated made no sense for most actors, because the only way that you could get relief is if you had a production or a contract cancelled. So you had already booked something, and then the pandemic didn't allow you to do that work.
Yeah.
And I mean, our industry just doesn't work like that. I mean, I literally just cast for something beginning of this week. And I was just confirmed on it today. I'm going to start shooting in a month. But that's how quickly it happens.
Is it a movie or series, or you can't tell us?
No, it's a film.
Oh wow.
But
okay.
But the last series I did, Vagrant Queen, which was a series for Sci-Fi Channel for the United States, Canada, and the UK. I cast for that on the Thursday. I was confirmed on the Friday, and I started shooting on the Monday.
Jeez.
So it doesn't always happen that fast, but
a
lot of the time that's how fast it happens.
Yeah.
So, to base a relief package on actors or on artists' cancelled work is fundamentally flawed.
It is.
I mean, I know England, what they've done is they had relief packages to artists based on the money that they had earned and the tax that they had paid.
Which makes sense.
3 years or 4 years. I mean, as a taxpayer in South Africa, all actors have contributed a significant amount.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, the film industry brings in billions. I think.
Yes.
How much does the film industry bring in? Something like 4.5 billion rand a year.
Yes.
We contribute to
to
economy in a very, very significant way. So the lack of support for artists in the pandemic has been disappointing.
I agree.
To say the least.
Well, what we could do, Colin, is hire a taxi and then we just get somebody to sit in front. We can have full occupancy. We can have a different audience every 30 minutes. We just drive around doing shows, man. That's a winner. And we still get 5,000 Rand for the taxi. So we're winning all the way.
Well, Stephen, I think you might be a genius.
I know.
I think you might be a genius. I think I need to write a film that's entirely based in a taxi.
There we go. Let's do it.
Hey, writer friends out there, let's talk. Let's write something. This is genius.
Yeah.
You're gonna co-creator credit.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
We'll work on that off the show.
1% on the back end.
Yeah. But yeah, seriously, that could work. But let's talk about that another time. Let's not give all our ideas away now. But I think about...
just the lockdown hair. This is the lockdown hair.
The hairdressers are open, by the way, You can go get your hair cut now, Colin.
I know, but you know what? Like, I actually thought, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? And also, I am making sure that I spend money where it needs to be spent. And
yes,
the hair can wait.
Yes.
I'd rather wait for things to open up again, and then we can cut my hair at whatever length they.
Yeah, there we go.
So I get a haircut now. I'm not working.
If you were president, Colin Moss, what would you do? What would you be doing to help the entertainment industry?
Well, I mean, first up, a relief package based on income earned and taxes paid. I think that's an absolute no-brainer, really. Short of that, find ways to mitigate the danger in terms of shooting, which I know a lot of the production companies are, but it would be great for government to get on board with that, And then I think coming out of this, I mean, look, right now, our hands are tied.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people that constantly attacks Ramaphosa because of lockdown and stuff.
Yeah.
If we learn from history, if we look at the 1918 flu epidemic, the countries that had the most severe lockdowns were the ones whose economies recovered fastest.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And
okay.
I think the same is true here. We've seen what Sweden tried to do.
No.
They tried to not lock down at all.
I know. Didn't work.
Didn't work. They have 7 times more the 7 times the deaths of their neighbors, of their other Nordic neighbors. And you see what happens is if you don't lock down and everyone is frightened of catching it and people start dying, guess what? People lock themselves down.
Yeah, that's right. For fear. Yeah.
So then you're in exactly the same situation with total lockdown and that effect that it's going to have on your economy, except you have more people dead.
Exactly.
That's the only difference. And at the end of it, they did an antibody test with huge sample sizes of their population, and they found that only 5% had antibodies.
Wow.
After trying to achieve herd immunity.
Yeah.
They only got 5%.
Sure.
With 7 times the deaths. So really, we know that that's not an option.
Yeah.
Right?
But Colin, we are coming to the end of the show. Just anything in closing from yourself. Where can we find you on social media?
Well, I'd like to finish that point quickly.
Okay, yeah, go.
The one thing that we need to do afterwards, when we come out of this, is to incentivize international productions even more. I know that DTI does offer rebate packages and that kind of thing, but we need even more incentivization because everyone is going to want people to come to their countries to shoot. And government, I think, needs to further incentivize people to come here and offer bigger rebates. So I don't know if they're going to be in the position to do that, but that's what needs to happen.
Fully agree. And social media, can we follow you on social media? Can they stalk you like I stalked you?
On Twitter as Colin Moss SA, Colin Moss. And you can find me on Instagram at Colmoss, COLMOSS.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you for your time, man. And look forward to having you on again soon.
Anytime.
Thank you, Colin.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Another episode of The Sit Down with Stephen Taylor. Thank you very much to Colin Moss for being on the show. Make sure that you are following me at Stephen Taylor SA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you, Akona. Thank you, Clinton, behind the scenes. God bless.